Good morning and welcome to Love Every Moment, coming to you today from Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Well, today we're going to launch a new section, and that is all of Romans 12 over the next 21 weeks. And of all of the chapters in the Bible, I think this particular one really encapsulates what it's like on a daily basis to live the life of love that God has for us. So I'm excited. Let's jump into verse 1. Therefore I urge you, brethren, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies a living and holy sacrifice, acceptable to God, which is your spiritual service of worship. Paul starts by saying, I urge you. Now, he could have worded this a lot more strongly, have hammered down with his apostolic authority, but he's saying, I urge you. He's reasoning with us. He's suggesting this is a better way for us to go, and here's why. So it's great that he approaches it that way. Then he says, by the mercies of God, this is why, that we serve a God of mercy. Some people still see God as a God that is capricious and judgmental and just waiting for us to make a mistake so he can zap us somehow. But that's not the God we serve. Remember, God died for us. He loves us that much. So because he died for us, let's see what our response should be. It says to present your bodies a living and holy sacrifice. Now, in the Old Testament, of course, the sacrificial system was all about basically killing animals. You might offer up a lamb as your sacrifice to God. In other words, something had to die. So the New Testament equivalent is putting the fleshly desires to death, the old man, as the Bible sometimes calls it, to death. And that means we have to love him more than anyone else or anything else. Yes, I know I hammer this point, but it's so well worth it that we love him more than our politics, more than our diet, more than our sexuality, more than our marital status, more than our hobbies and our dreams, and more than our nationality, and more than even our baggage, that he could have it all. If he wants to take my RV away from me, he could have it. If he wants to change my diet, he could do so. If he wants to take my politics and throw them out the window, he could do that, because I love him more than anything else or anyone else, and therefore I am emptied inside. That's the sacrifice, that I'm no longer running the show. With an empty vessel, he could come in, and the greatest part of that is what I have to offer him is imperfect. It's not a perfect sacrifice, because I'm a human that was born into a sin nature. But as I give him all of the love that I have, which again is pathetic in comparison to his perfect love, then I'm emptied, so that he can come in and replace my fallible, imperfect love with his perfect love. That's the best part of it. Okay, so I'm really getting the best deal out of this, I have to say. Then it says it's acceptable to God. Yes, it's imperfect, but that's all I have to give to him. So just like Peter couldn't use the word agape, which is the perfect love, Jesus was okay with that. Give him the love that you have. And finally it says, which is your spiritual service of worship. After all, he died for us. So the best thing we could do is die for him, at least die to the flesh. Now, to finish this out, I really like the way the Message encapsulates this. So let's read this same verse from the Message. So here's what I want you to do, God helping you. Take your everyday, ordinary life, your sleeping, eating, going to work, and walking around life, and place it before God as an offering. Embracing what God does for you is the best thing you can do for him. So let's choose to love every moment, because then we're going to love every moment. I'm your average wretch, and I hope you have a great week.